Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks Some More. So Israel has been talked about on this channel before in regards to their jib-jab rollout. They got loads of people to get the jib-jab very quickly, and then they tried to persuade them all to get a green passport, which meant that those had the jab could go to the shopping centre and to the library and etc. And whatever. And those who hadn't had to stay at home. I believe the only place those who haven't had jab could go is the supermarket. And we heard all of these stories of how it had split the society in two from people in Israel, while the fake stream media here in the UK and Ireland were raving about them. As we can see here, look at this one, how Israel is taking a stride towards freedom with launch of freedom passports. Leo Varuka in Ireland said Israel was the blueprint for how Ireland and Europe should proceed with things. UK have said similar, and Michael Gove only recently visited Israel to pick their brains on how they implemented their green certificate. Well, look at this news out today. Health Ministry of Israel says, or a source says, we may need to close everything all at once. Senior Health Ministry source warns of significant concern jab-resistant strains will enter Israel, forcing immediate closures. He says, my main fear is that we will need to close everything all at once, the source told Mariv. We don't know when it will happen, but almost all of the estimates show a situation of mutations entering Israel. Even now, I am in doubt as to whether it is worth continuing to relax restrictions on gatherings as had been planned. The Indian variant is worrisome, and the fact that too many Israelis are returning from abroad without quarantine gives me no rest. If we want to continue relaxing things, we need to be stricter on the issue of quarantine. So here is a country that has put their people through all of this green passport. They've been jabbing kids in school. I've heard reports that authorities were saying they would take the green passports from parents who didn't want their children to get the jab. All of that divide in society. All of this stuff in order, they say, to get people to go back to normal, as they continue to tell us. And now we have a health minister openly talking about locking down the country again because a variant might enter the country. So this goes to show that even if a country does what it's told, does get the majority of people jabbed, does accept the silly passports, does all of these things, and yet here we are, they are still being told by its government that they will lock down at any given moment. And this is the blueprint that all of these other countries are supposed to follow? Or is it the actual blueprint? Because when government officials speak like this, it starts to sound like that COVID-0 strategy that is employed by the Australians and the New Zealanders, which is where just one person gets ill and the whole state or country is shut down. The world continues to get more bonkers by the minute. So there's an update from Israel. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to the tribe at hugotalks.com, a place for like-minded souls, and I'll see you later.